So last class, we were discussing about recombinant DNA technology, right? And what is genetic engineering? What are the two core features and so on? So informations we have seen. And you may be, I think you may be remembering. I will go for one poll right now, based on last day's topic. One poll we will do right now. Get ready for the poll. Remember, I'm not able to cross check because my second device is not there. So whatever you say, accordingly I will come to know. So straight away I'm sending one message. I mean, one poll. Just look at there. If you're not getting on the screen view, please let me know in the chat box. Only 1 minute time. You read the question very carefully. "20 seconds, 18 seconds. Quickly do it. 47, 48, 49, 50. Then 7 seconds baki, 5 baki, 7 baki, 3 baki, 2 baki. Yes, time is over. Yes, time is over. I'm sharing the result. You're getting the result. I will do one thing. I will open my second device. Otherwise, no, I may not be able to cross check it. One second. Yes. So now it is on your screen. Now you see, the question is that genetic engineering means manipulation of genes. Find the odd man out, or a wrong statement in relation to manipulation of genes from the list given below. So this is the question. Okay. So first of all, you should know genetic engineering is manipulation of genes only. In manipulation of genes, we have seen some sequences of some points. So many points we have seen that what is the meaning of manipulation of genes. All those points are given over here in single line or multiple lines. But you have to find out one statement which is given over here that is absolutely wrong. Okay. Now you see here 10 students. Actually, 40 students are there right now. They're in the classroom. 41, yeah, 40 is there. 25 students only answered. 15 students did not respond, or they did not get the time. So they did not respond. Only 25 students were responded. Out of 25 students, yeah, 29 responded now. So out of 29, 10 students, they said, yeah, 34% it is, and 34.5% repairing defective genes or replacing of healthy genes with the defective genes. 28% each saying gene cloning alter the genotype. And another 28 saying that, 8 people saying that transfer of genes into the new organism or a new location. 10%, yeah, 3 people said combining of genes from 2 organisms. Which is the correct answer according to you? Please use the chat box. Which is the correct answer? Yeah. Pinky is saying that second is the correct answer. Only one person is saying. Yeah. Come on, let the result come. Okay. So you are saying that second, yeah, B is the correct option. Now remember, gene manipulation means that is also called as gene cloning. Okay, genetic engineering or recombinant DNA technology, everything you can say that is manipulation of genes only. So in manipulation of genes, another technical term is the gene cloning, another term. Then alter the genotype. Of course, when you change the gene, the genotype will change, and simultaneously the phenotype also will change. Okay, so that gene cloning and alter the genotype, that is a part of manipulation. That is manipulation of genes only. Now come to the third one, transfer of genes into a new organism or a new location. That is also coming under manipulation. Then combining of genes from two organisms, that also coming under manipulation. Then repairing defective genes or replacing gene. Cancer suno ye part, repairing defective gene or replacing gene. That is also manipulation. Then what is wrong over here, friends? Tell me. Please write in the chat box. What is wrong here? The repairing of defective genes or replacing genes. That is also correct. That is also under manipulation only. All these are manipulations. Remember, listen properly what statement I used. Yeah, correct. So I got an answer now. It is wrong. Why? Because in the statement, it says that, yeah, I'm getting answer. Yeah, you are checking it. Very good. So in the statement, what is mentioned there? Healthy genes replaced by defective genes. Healthy genes को replace करके defective genes को place करेगा बोला. Actually, what is the correct statement? The correct statement is that replacing of defective genes by healthy genes. You understood? Everybody understood that part clear now? Why it is wrong? Why it is wrong? Because the statement that is inverted. Now still somebody writing answer A is correct. No. Answer A, answer C, answer D, all are manipulation of genes only. Even answer B also manipulation of genes only. But the wrong part is that. Wrong part is that instead of healthy genes, it must be defective genes. That means healthy genes with the defective genes likha hai, that is wrong. Defective genes with the healthy genes. So this is the answer. Okay, so now I think you got it clearly. So last day we have done this one, what I can say, gene manipulations or genetic engineering. And we stopped here last class. We stopped here. What is that? What is genetic engineering? Okay. So what is genetic engineering? Again, I have to put off my device because the device is going off because there is no power. So I'm leaving the meeting from there. Okay, so what is genetic engineering? That is what we have seen. What is genetic engineering? Very simple. It is over here. What is genetic engineering? Transfer of genes from one species to another. This is what you see. The gene is transferred from one location to another location, or the gene is transferred from one organism to another organism, or the genes of two different organisms are going to be combined. So all these are coming under the genetic engineering, and this is simply we say manipulation of genes, and this cannot be done naturally because it never happens naturally. Natural breeding, it never happens, and we have to make it possible. So this is what we have seen last class, and today we have to start with the topic from here. That is what is called recombinant DNA technology. So recombinant DNA technology, in short form, we write rDNA technology. Recombinant DNA technology. Now, what is recombinant DNA technology? Recombinant DNA technology, if you say, This also nothing else, manipulation of genes. Okay, this also nothing, manipulation of genes only. But you have to remember, in some very simple sense, we can say the entire genome of an organism or a cell we can manipulate. But of course, when we do such kind of manipulation, what will happen? The phenotype will change. You know the meaning of phenotype? What is the meaning of phenotype? You write there in the chat box, what is phenotype? Yes, the physical appearance. So the physical appearance will change, or the external characters will change, or we can say that when the genotype changes, its expression, the physical expression, the external expression, that will change. That expression is called physical. External appearance is called as type of the organism. So now we are going to see. So today we are supposed to see the rDNA technology. The first part of the topic is that what are the various tools and technologies, the techniques we are using for this technology. Okay, so today we will see that much only. I don't want to go in hurry. I will take less time only. So only the tools and techniques we have to see, and out of that all we will not see, very little only we will see. In between I will give you one poll also. I don't want to take much time today because of this difficulty. Okay, so tools and techniques for rDNA technology. Examination point of view, this way the question can come. So because they are given this chapter heading like this, not chapter heading, sub headings are given like this, tools and techniques. So you have to be prepared in that way. Now you can see that in a rDNA technology, under tools and requirements, under tools and techniques, you need certain basic requirements to carry on these experiments, to carry on this procedure. You need certain basic requirements. Now you just imagine that for running this class, we want certain basic requirements. Normal offline classroom, there also when somebody coming for taking the class, some basic requirements are there. So similar manner, when you come to the new normal, this is what is called new normal, or it is called as online class. In the online class also, we need certain basic requirements. And you know what are the basic requirements? For you, what requirements needed over there? And for us, what are the requirements? So you know it. So similar manner, for rDNA technology also, we need certain basic requirements. And what are those basic requirements? The first basic requirement is that is the instrument or devices. Instrument or devices. Now let us see what are the instruments or what are the devices we required for rDNA technology. The first, I'm sorry, the first instrument, the first device we can say we need, that is nothing, that is the macromolecules. Macromolecules, basically 3 points you have to remember. You see, rDNA technology, for example, you just imagine that for running this class, the most important thing I want here is that the device, the hardware device. The second important thing is that the Wi-Fi, then power and so on, so things I need. So in the same manner, in rDNA technology, the most important thing you need is the macromolecules. Micromolecules are there, macromolecules are there. And what are those macromolecules? Macromolecules means the molecules which are of larger molecular weight or larger one. Which are they? One, the DNA. That is the most important thing because we are doing the manipulation on DNA only. Yeah, even RNA. Okay. Then proteins. So these are the 3 basic things we need for manipulation. DNA you need, or it can be RNA, or it can be any type of protein. But these are the basic things: DNA, RNA, and proteins. But all these are macromolecules. because these molecules, we can say they have larger molecular weight, at the same larger one. You cannot see with your naked eye, but still we can say these are macromolecules there. And these macromolecules are there in the nucleus or cytoplasm. Okay, so these are the macromolecules. This is there in the cell, we can say. Now what is the second thing? The second thing we can say, that is techniques. What techniques? You see, these macromolecules are there in the cell. Now, if these macromolecules are there in the cell, you cannot do any kind of manipulation over there. You just imagine one simple example I will tell you. You studied chapter number 2. Nanda madam taught you chapter number 2. You studied about test tube baby. Now you see the male gamete is producing the male, male gamete is produced by the male, and female is produced by, producing the female gamete. And female gamete is, that female gamete is there inside, and the fertilization is taking place there inside the body of the female. That means the male gametes transferred to the female. But now you imagine you want to go for a processing called a test tube. That is IVF, what we call IVF. Normal procedure for fertilization is that internal. But in IVF, the fertilization is external. So if you want to perform the fertilization externally or in IVF, you need the male gamete and the female gamete. Both are now there in the male and female individual. So if it is kept, how long these gametes are there in the male and female, you cannot do IVF. So what should be done? Both male and female gamete has to be extracted from the male and female, or it has to be collected from the male and female. It has to be taken out. My point is that it has to be taken out. So then only you can do the manipulation over there. Then only you can do the glassware in vitro fertilization over there. Okay, or the external fertilization over there. Same manner, if you want to do rDNA technology, these macromolecules which are there in the cell, it may be there in the nucleus or maybe there in the cytoplasm. So these macromolecules you have to take out. How will you take out? For taking out of these macromolecules from the cell, there are various techniques. And these techniques are mentioned over here. No need to study in detail because your textbook also not given in detail, but you still, for your knowledge, I said that this much. They are just mentioning the name over there. So various techniques we can follow over there to extract, to separate, to isolate these macromolecules like DNA and RNA and proteins from the cell. And these techniques, one technique is that called gel permeation. There's nothing else. This is a way macromolecules are getting separated. Okay, gel permeation is one technique is there. So no need to. This is what picture you are seeing over here. That is called as the gel permeation processing. Now you see here over here. So now you see sample loaded into the column, and after that the flow is there. The separation process is taking over here. Now you can see one after the other the separation is going on. So you see, so this way the separation can be done, and this technique is called as gel permeation. So in the textbook they just mentioned the name, that's all. But instead of just simply by hearting this thing, what it is, you should know. By using this way, you can get it separated. That is one technique. Second technique is that that is called osmotic pressure. That means by applying the pressure, now you see these macromolecules can be separated. So that is another method for removing it or separating these larger molecules from the remaining part of the cell. So osmotic pressure is there. Then the third one is called ion exchange chromatography. Now again you see all these things are getting mixed up, and that is pouring into certain devices. And then slowly now you see the negatively charged one, positively charged one, that is moving towards different directions. And this way they are separating, isolating, or what you can say, extracting the macromolecules from the remaining things, rest of the things. So this is called ion exchange chromatography. And there is another technique, is that two techniques mentioned over here together, that is called spectroscopy and mass spectroscopy. Here they're using magnetic, they're taking the use of magnet. Now you see this is the magnet over here, and the molecules are passing through the magnet. And when it is passing through the magnet, you see the larger molecules are the heaviest one, that is getting segregated from the lightest one. So this is another technique for them for using the macromolecules, I mean separating the macromolecules from the larger one, the help of magnets. That is why it is called spectroscopy or mass spectroscopy. And another one is that electrophoresis. This already we have seen there in what you can say, fingerprint and all. In fingerprinting, we have seen the DNA we have to cut into pieces by using the restriction endonuclease enzyme. And this DNA we have to cut into fragments, and after that the fragments has to be isolated. You have to segregate it. You have to separate it. For that purpose, you are using agarose gel electrophoresis. Yeah, electrophoresis we are using. And here what you have seen that the DNA molecule is always negatively charged. So this negativity, when electricity is passing through it, we can say the negatively charged molecules will move towards the positive pole, and the negatively charged positive charge will go to the negative pole. So this is the principle behind it. So this way also we can separate the macromolecules by using electrophoresis. Electrophoresis, if you look at, that is of different types. Okay, that is of different types means there are different types of electrophoresis, but you have to remember here one important point is written over here, separately I given here. That means here as the electrophoresis we are using for separating the charged molecules, whether it is a positively charged one, negatively charged, because you know DNA is negatively charged. So, DNA is negatively charged by with the help of this electric device. With the help of this electric device, what you can do, you can segregate the DNA molecules there by applying an electric field. Now look at here, what are the other points over here? Now just see here. Now you see that when the electricity is on, these positively charged, negatively charged molecules are moving towards opposite poles, opposite charges. Here anode is there, here cathode is there. So we can notice that. So they are moving, the negatively charged molecules will go to the positive anode, the positive one. So this kind of separation can be done here. Look at here. Applied for the separation of DNA, RNA, and proteins. So DNA is negatively charged, so of course it will migrate to anode. And another thing we can notice that molecules are of various size. Larger molecules, it is heavier. It cannot move faster compared to the smaller molecules. That means in this you can say the small fragments, they will move faster because heavier one, it takes time to move. Even a heavier person and a lightweight person, their movement, if you look at, we can say lightweight person is moving very faster than a heavier person. So same thing here, you can see that. So in electrophoresis, we can say that this methodology or this technology we are using for the separation of molecules which are charged. And this separation can be done by applying electric field. And for DNA, RNA, protein separation, it can be used. And this is of various types. Electrophoresis of various types or different methods are there for electrophoresis. Now you just see the name, that's all. Agarose gel electrophoresis. This is what we have seen there in DNA fragments also, fingerprinting also. Agarose gel electrophoresis is there. Simply, you see the device, that's the only difference you can see over here. And there is a second one is that called a PAGE. What is PAGE? That is clearly mentioned over there. The full form of PAGE is that polyacrylamide gel electrophoresis. Here also some technique is there applying there, and that is why this kind of separation can be done. And there is another method there over here that is called sodium dodecyl sulfate. That is simple form, we call it as SDA PAGE. Now you see this is the SDA PAGE. So now you see in all these three different types of electrophoresis, you see the difference in their device. The first device, what you have seen, even in DNA fingerprinting and all you have seen, that is entirely different from the remaining two, the PAGE and SDA. But SDA and PAGE is almost similar, maybe slight difference over there, maybe depends upon the chemical they are using over there, the difference is there. But You can see that by using electrophoresis, this is widely be used for separation of macromolecules. Okay, so this is the one technique over there. That is uh, the macromolecules, the DNA and RNA or the proteins. We are separating from the rest of the things by various types of techniques. Now, I want to tell you an important topic. That is the most important section, part today's in lecture. That is what is called gene amplification, or in short form, we call it as PCR, gene amplification, or it is also called as PCR. This gene amplification or PCR, we are seen in between somewhere. You have any idea where we have seen this PCR? PCR means polymer chain reaction, or it is also called as gene amplification. Where you have seen, you have any idea? Please use the chat box. My connectivity is there or not? So in the chat box, nothing is appearing. That means my voice they are not getting at all. Yeah, good gene multiplication. But where we have done it? Where we have done this topic? Where I discussed this topic? Whether it is there in the first chapter or fourth chapter or even this chapter. Yes, very good, Vivek. DNA fingerprints. DNA fingerprints, some steps we have seen over there. In the steps, we have seen gene amplification or polymer chain reaction. Can you tell me that for what purpose this PCR is used? For what purpose this PCR is used? Hello, are you here? My voice is not coming there. Nobody is there here. Come on, tell me. PCR, yeah, gene amplification, yeah, polymer chain reaction used for what? For what purpose? You're getting it bored today? When I'm getting headache today. Multiple copy of DNA. Okay. Yeah. So the purpose of this PCR, the polymer chain reaction, is nothing that is for making copies of the DNA fragment. Now means what desired gene you have collected from across the electrophoresis, and that can be multiplied into many copies. For making many copies of the DNA, the simplest method is that go for polymer chain reaction. Whenever I told you about the polymer chain reaction, I told you about the Xerox machine. You have a certificate with you and you want to make many copies of it, go to Xerox machine and take many copies of it today. Very simple. And in black and white you can take, or in color copy you can take, whatever way you can take, but you can make many copies of it. This is what we call there in gene amplification. That is gene amplification, making copies of it. The polymer chain reaction is used for that. Okay, so polymer chain reaction is used for, yeah, DNA fingerprint we use, where we are making copies. Then cDNA technology. That means when you get a gene, you want to store that gene there in the library. You want to generate a library for a particular gene. You can make many copies of it. In biotechnology, we are using it on large scale. In biotechnology, we are using it for larger scale. Even for the development of library, we can use it. Okay, all these points you have to keep in mind. Now I will give you a poll for a mind change, mind setting. I'm giving one poll over there. Let's go to this poll. I hope that it is there on your screen now. Yeah, 1 minute is over. Okay, I'm going to end this. Okay, now you see the result. See the result. Now, when you see the result, you can see one important thing there. The question, the term biotechnology first used by, question is that, who used biotechnology term first? I gave 4 options there. One is Louis Pasteur. Second is OECD. Third is that John E.S. And uh, last one is that Turkey. Now you remember, uh, I think some kind of mistake happened over here from your end. Okay, which is the correct answer? Which is the correct answer? Yeah, answer I'm getting as 4. Yeah, D. Now who is this Louis Pasteur? Who is this Louis Pasteur? See, Louis Pasteur, a man who is lived there in the 19th century, and he is the man of fermentation and all. But okay, I just tell you like that. But I told you when I used this reference, yeah, when used his name, I told that we can say Louis Pasteur as the father of biotechnology because in his time, what is biotechnology that was there? But like Gregor John Mendel, we were not knowing it. Yeah, he was not knowing it. So Louis Pasteur was there, and fermentation process and everything, the preparation of curd and so on, so on, so that is what is done there at home. Okay, that is still going on. Yeah, it was there his time also, but that biotechnology, that technical term was not there during that time. So Louis Pasteur is not a correct answer. That is absolutely wrong. Majority of you said Louis Pasteur, but remember, if we consider who is the father of biotechnology, we have to say Louis Pasteur must be, but not Louis Pasteur. Okay? Then OECD is not the name of anyone. That is a name of an organization. John E.S., he is a man. Last day, the last session, we have given, I mean, we have seen his definition about genetic engineering. He is the man of genetic engineering, John E.S. Then comes the last name that is called E.R.K., K.R.K., that is called R.K. And he is the man who used biotechnological principles there in the production of pig and used the term biotechnology. So who used the term biotechnology first? Who used? Carl Erke. So Carl Erke is the correct answer. Now let us stop this part. Now we'll go back. We'll go back to the topic. How much time now? Okay. PCR, I will do one thing. I will take tomorrow. Is it okay for you? Otherwise, I will tell you that what is PCR. A definition part of PCR, I will explain to you. The steps I will not explain because the examination point of view, this is very, very important. And it takes little time to finish this part. If I start now, it will take more than 30 minutes. I hope so to complete this topic. I will say the definition. What is PCR? What is gene amplification? I will tell you that first and then we will leave. Okay. Now, see gene amplification. What is that? Already we have seen. We discussed about it. Making copies of DNA. That is what is called a PCR or gene amplification. You know, in sound device, there are amplifier one word, especially in physics we are using. That means that is something boosting. है ना? So amplifier. साउंड को बूस्ट करके साउंड को बढ़ा के लो साउंड को बढ़ा के आगे ट्रांसमिट कर रहे हैं. So same manner here, the gene amplification means you are multiplying the genes in a sequence as a chain. As a chain, you are multiplying it. That is why it is called gene amplification. But its meaning is that is get multiple copies of non-DNA sequence that contain a gene. That means you know that like a DNA sequence is called a gene. So, or simply we can say a gene. That is a segment of DNA. So that gene you can make its copy in any number, in n number of copies you can produce today. OV in a short period of time. So by using this polymer chain reaction device, you will be able to produce n number of a gene, n number of a gene within a short period of time. This is what we call as polymer chain reaction, or it's also called as gene amplification. And who developed this technology? This technology is first recorded by one scientist in the year 1983, and her name is then Kary Mullis. So Kary Mullis is the scientist in 1983 developed. Yeah, in your textbook it is 1985, and I told you now in the old syllabus it is given as 83. So that year I kept as it is. In your textbook it is 85 now. Okay, but this slide, no, this I prepared, and this is just modified only this year. And the last previous year textbook it is 83. So that 83 I kept as it is, because in the textbook if any mistake is there, then you will learn the wrong thing only. Okay, but 83, that is what is done in previous year textbook. Okay, so in 83, Kary Mullis developed this polymerase chain reaction. So that means clear now. I told you two things regarding the PCR. That means PCR is also called as gene amplification. One thing. Then PCR full form is that polymer chain reaction. And this is developed by a scientist whose name is Kary Mullis in the year 1983 or 85, whatever you take, whatever you remember, you take that, or you write both in one, you give in bracket. Okay. Now what it is. Now what it is, that is what we have. The procedure I will not take today. The steps I will not take today. The steps I will take tomorrow. Okay. Now what it is. It is nothing. This is in vitro technique of gene multiplication. In vitro technique of gene multiplication or gene amplification. Now remember, in vitro, in vivo, these two technical terms we used to see very occasionally. In vivo, you know, it is in situ. In vivo means in situ. In situ means where it is there, it is located originally there, naturally there. In vivo, in vivo. In vitro means in the glassware, in the lab. Okay. So here, this gene amplification or gene multiplication is taking place there in a lab, or it may be it is taking place there in a lab, or maybe taking place there in a device. So this is an in vitro technique. Now, in this in vitro technique, you can see that some important steps we are following over there, and what benefit we are getting from it in this in vitro technique. Now, what benefit we are getting here is you can make billions of copies, not one copy, 10 copy, 100 copy, 1,000, 10,000, 1 lakh copies. You can produce billions of copies of a particular DNA sequence. A particular DNA sequence means there is a gene. In short time, that is the most important point. Say in hardly 1 hour, in 1 hour time, you will be able to produce billions of copies of DNA. In coming slide, you will see that. So polymerase chain reaction is a scientific technique. In this scientific technique, what you can say that the DNA sequence you can multiply into billions of copies in a very short period of time. I hope you understood this much. What is gene multiplication? What is polymerase chain reaction? What is amplification? All these things I hope you understood. This is about the polymerase chain reaction. Okay, now you just look at over here. This is one DNA. This DNA is divided into two. You get two copies, and both the copies of DNA it is a chain process. One after the other, the processing is going on. There is no stop in between. Once one DNA divides, you get two copies of DNA. Okay, my device battery is low. Warning I got. Okay, so one DNA divides, you get two copies of DNA. Immediately, these two copies of DNA again dividing. Like the chain reaction which is there in physics. The same manner, this is going one after the other. And when one DNA divides into two, and you say one cycle is over. When both the DNA is dividing, and again you are getting four copies of it, you say next cycle is over. Then the fourth DNA is again dividing, and the number becomes 8. So the number keep on increasing like that. Okay. So in every cycle, the DNA divides, and this cycling process is going on. Some say 30 or 35 cycles will take place at a time continuously. 30, you see, this is what is called cycle. The cycle is repeated one after the other, and say 30, 35 cycles will be taken place at a time. Okay. And this one cycle is completed there in 1 minute or 3 minutes, 2 minutes like that. So in less than 1 hour, you can make how many copies? Just look at this. Are you able to see this number over here? 2 raised to 30. How many copies of DNA formed over here? You just see. Okay. So this is a chain reaction, and copies from copies produce it. How many cycles are there, or how many cycles are occurred? Accordingly, the total number of DNA formed. Suppose if 30 cycles there, 2 raised to 30. Now just count over here. How many numbers of DNA is there? So this is the importance of polymer chain reaction. This is the purpose of PCR. This is what is called gene amplification. But this process is taking place there in less than 1 hour. Or 1 hour you take. In 1 hour time, you can make many copies of this DNA by using this device. So this is called as polymer chain reaction amplification or gene amplification or PCR. Is it clear to you, friends, now? This is clear? Introduction part is clear? Okay. So tomorrow, we will start from this slide. This is slide number 21. And I think next slide is the steps. Okay, requirements. हम यहाँ से start करेंगे. From requirements, I will start. Okay, what are requirements are needed for polymer chain reaction from slide number 21. We will see. Okay. So इतना है आज के लिए. I hope you are happy and you are comfortable now. You are not getting it bored. You want any break? You want any break? If you want any break, you are tired. If you want a week-long break or weekend break or in between the week any break, please let me know. So I don't have any problem. So I'm not running. Slowly and slowly we are taking the topics and going ahead. Okay. So every day, little bit, we will see. You read the textbook also simultaneously. So it will be very easy for you to understand the concept. Any doubt? You clear
Sir,
it? Yeah, tell me.
सर फर्स्ट बायोटेक्नोलॉजी सर यूज्ड सर कौन ऑप्शन था सर?
First biotechnology term is called by, is used by, the technical term is used by Galerki.
Yes sir.
Okay. So what is the answer of second poll? Answer of second poll now. Today's answer.
Yes sir.
Today's answer. That is Galerki. That I give you that one first, no? Second,
Yes, sir.
no? Okay. So Kalarki. Kalarki is the name. Louis Pasteur, why we are saying you Louis Pasteur? He should be the father of biotechnology. That is what I say. Okay, even if you read your textbook or even if you observe the net, internet, you can see that. Supposed to be. Even that is why I gave his name. When I checked in the internet, I say I got it accordingly. That is why I made that statement. He should be the father of Louis Pasteur. He should be the father of biotechnology, but unfortunately, he is not the father. He is not the father. Who is the father? Karl Erke is the father. But even before Karl Erke, Louis Pasteur was there. What is there in biotechnology today? The same thing Louis Pasteur developed. The fermentation. He was the master of fermentation. So the main principle behind biotechnology is fermentation. Not only I'm talking about this different area of what kinds of biotechnology is there. But modern biotechnology is there, traditional biotechnology is there. So in modern biotechnology only we are talking about rDNA technology. But in traditional one, that means olden one, even the industries are running on that. Antibiotics, vitamins, or even the beverage industries and all these dairy industries, all these industries are running on fermentation. That is traditional one. But who is the father of fermentation process? So Louis Pasteur is behind it. So if fermentation is one of the important area of biotechnology, then who brought fermentation? He should be the father. This is what internet says. But universally accepted name of father of biotechnology is Karl Erke. Got the difference there? So don't make any mistake over there in your textbook, also in your college examination or even your board examination or any exam in your life. As on today, if any question comes like that, who is the father of biotechnology? Karl Erke. Okay? So that you have to remember. Don't make any mistake over there. Okay, any other problem?
No, sir.
So tomorrow we'll meet then. Tomorrow we will meet. We will continue the part of this polymer chain reaction from here. Okay. So till then you take care. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy this day. Okay. We'll meet you tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. Okay. Okay then. Bye-bye.